The market tries to collapse, but the bulls have other ideas. Are the bears dead? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so I've been saying for quite some time that until we see a full 5 down, we are still bullish this market, looking for one more high in that 58.50 area. And the market tried to provide 5 down today, but was rejected at the lows before the bulls rallied 150 points off of an 80-point drop and a really impressive close today. So now the question is, are the bears dead? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you could get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, before we jump into the charts, let's review the algorithm again today. Our trading indicator on TradingView is still killing it. It was all over the low today, so let's take a look. Full disclosure, this sell was at the close yesterday on the SPY, and even though it was correct, we don't value that as a day trade call because it is at the end of the day and so much can happen in the overnights that this sell is no longer active. So we did not get a new sell signal here because the algorithm was already short, so it did not need to initiate a sell. So we did not get the move down, which was disappointing. However, we did catch the absolute low on the buy signal, and you can see they rocketed it up. And the algorithm was looking at resistance here for some shorts to see if the market would turn back over, but the bulls had other idea. A really impressive run. I don't think anybody expected them to run it up to 55.60 like they did on the ES, or 555 or so on the SPY. But we did catch the nut low here, and we ride that up, and then you get into the sells, and you take what the algorithm gives you. Nothing's going to be perfect, but when you catch moves like this, these little losses don't really matter. So once again, this will be available to the public shortly. I will have it on the website, and you can sign up for it there. It is a trading view only indicator, so you will have to get a trading view account if you don't have one. Okay, now let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And I talked yesterday that this could be the A wave down, and we need a B wave higher, and then C down to complete this circle B. Additionally, it could also be all of circle B if they do blow through this 56.05 level. They haven't gotten there yet. But so far, what it does look like is we have an A and a B with a C higher, and then we look for this B wave down to complete C of circle B, and then we'd look for the 58.50 move off of that level in order to give us a final push up and complete that pattern. That pattern does look incomplete and looks like it needs one more high. So we would look for the potential for one more drop into that 53.50 to 52.50 area, the 618 to 764 down here on the retrace, and then a move up from there. Now, conversely, if they are going to take this directly higher, they need to push through 56.05. There's a lot of resistance there. If they do that, that's the 764. We would look for them to continue up here in a 4 and 5 type pattern, and then get a wave 2 pullback, and then 3, 4, and 5 up toward that 58.50 area overall, again, to complete that pattern. So 56.05 is our key level to the upside. If they break through that, then we're going to look bullish up towards 58.50. To the downside, we would want to see them break back below this 5,500 area. If they can break down below that in an impulsive manner, we'd look for this C wave down into the 53.50 to 52.50 area. Over on the NASDAQ. Okay, guys, so on the NASDAQ, we have talked about a lot of the differences between the NASDAQ and the ES over the last couple weeks, where this was a lower low in relation to the chart. This was a lower high, whereas ES pushed up over its 764, NASDAQ didn't. ES only dropped to its 50%, whereas NASDAQ came down to its 618. So it does make the fact that we could make a move like this a little less likely, because the 618 is a little bit deep for an A wave. But it is possible they could do that and come down and catch this low here at around 18,000 or 17,800 and still push higher after that. From here, though, we need to see what kind of structure we're getting on the NASDAQ. If they're going to go ahead and push higher, we would look for an impulsive move where we'd have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back toward this high. You get a pullback in 2, and then 3, 4, and 5 up toward the 22,000 area on the NASDAQ. Their key level to break out over is 19,639. If they break over this heavy resistance area, you have this resistance here, you have this resistance here, all the way across, heavy resistance in that area. They break through that, they're very likely to test this high and push through, and then we look to the 22,000 area overall in a 5-wave move. To the downside, it is still possible that NASDAQ has put in an A and a B, and they're trying to make a C wave down. However, this move down off of the highs has now turned very ugly. But if it is going to be a diagonal, a leading diagonal for a wave 1, we would look for them to enter into wave 1 territory, which they did, and then come back down and make a 5th wave lower, which would coincide with the move down on ES, and then a corrective bounce, and then down from there. So NASDAQ, again, weaker than ES, does have some bullish options, and its bearish option is a diagonal. So the bulls do have control right now, even though we're in a weaker overall structure. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It'll take you right over to the webpage. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there, make sure you love it, become part of our trading team, and make sure it's for you before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We also have our educational material. We have our Elliott Wave 4 beginners course as well as our advanced Elliott Wave course. These courses are helping traders understand complex markets. In the advanced course, we go over these much tougher structures like advanced fib levels, diagonals, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, trading the Elliott Wave system, how all of that works. And as you can see on the screen, it is helping our traders immensely and understand this market and make money. Now, if it is too much for you and you're just getting started, we also have our beginners course here. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the stock market in a way that makes sense. It can be so confusing when you get good news and the market goes down and bad news and the market goes up. This is because Elliott knew that the news cycles were garbage long ago. He knew that key levels mattered. He knew what happened when those key levels held and what happened when they broke. And this is a huge trading advantage over the rest of the market. Think about it. CPI came in hotter than expected, and the market went higher today. Even though it tried to dip, the bulls still took control. Good news or bad news for the market, good news on price. That's telling you that that's not consistent and that the news cycles don't matter. This course is 25 videos where we go through 3 different parts. First part is your introduction, where we go through your expectations, your mindset and emotion, the KISS method, and why it works. Then we go through your chart setup and tools, all the tools you need to use with Elliott Wave Theory, how we use them and why we use them, and the Elliott Wave 4 beginners area, where we go through each of the waves, all of the degrees, how to measure them, how to find the key levels, the pivot, the corrective depth theory, everything you need to know to make sense of this irrational market. The really cool thing is if you want both of these courses, you can get it at a discount. In our bundle pack, you get $37 off, and you get both courses where you can start as a beginner and end up advanced. And if you don't want to pay anything at all, you can simply join one of our monthly rooms, as all of our training material is included in those rooms. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts, go over several different charts. Today we went through 20 different charts, I think, and make sure that you guys are aware of the bigger picture counts and what we're looking for. You also get all of the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room, but if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as that individual stocks, those futures trading, the income method, guys, that he just kills the market with, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. Something you kind of have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, the key takeaways for today. We are looking at that 56.05 level, directly through that, and the bulls are in full control of this market, and we're looking at 58.50. Below that, and we can still see this C wave of B down, where they would look to hold 53.50 to 52.50, and then we'd look for a giant rally to the upside towards 58.50. Over on the NASDAQ, we're looking at that 19,639 level, directly through that, and the bulls can directly charge toward 22,000. However, as long as they're below that, we can see another low or even an overall breakdown if we do have an ending diagonal here, or a leading diagonal, excuse me, to the downside. So we're looking at that 19,640 area. Directly above that is bullish. As long as we're below, we can see one more push down before the bulls try to make one more run at the highs. Guys, that is your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.